How's it going? Welcome to 4/8/2020, the day after the full moon. I'm not sure how many of you were here in the first class, but if so, thank you for coming again and joining us. Are people still coming in? We have Brandy over there in the chat room answering your questions and facilitating and making sure everybody's really super kind and sweet to each other. Right, Brandy? Has everybody been good? Everybody's being good. We're gonna switch this around so this doesn't go into my face. There we go. All right. So we'll just start right off with our centering and our meditation, tuning in, letting go of the day, enjoying the night, and hopefully you get to see some more of the fullness of the moon. Even tonight, it's going to look nice and big. Hopefully it's not too cloudy where you are. Let's put our hands by our side for a second. That's it. And just relaxing. You can take these off now. And as you're just sitting there, let your arms rock back and forth like two huge pendulums on a grandmother clock, just dropping the arm and just letting it flow, moving your hips, letting your shoulders move on their own, but not actually shifting your shoulders, just letting them move by your hips, and feel the turning that's happening from the shoulders, elbows, and wrists. Yeah. You want to be able to do this as if you're turning a big, huge screwdriver from back here, turning this way, and then this way, and then this way. Oh, that's it. Just one more time, putting your hands by your side, letting them drop, letting them drip off your neck, focusing on your ball of energy at the root, right? And then a cable of energy coming up, branching out the base of the neck, going into your shoulders, visualizing the internal mechanisms of your shoulders, how energy is moving down from the bones, through the skin, all the way down into your elbows, and two more balls of energy there. Scanning down your forearms, into your wrists, two more balls of energy there, and really visualizing the internal mechanisms of your wrists. Everything that makes the wrists what they are, from the spaces to the bones and cartilage and fluid and electricity, the center of the palms of your hands, 2 knuckles on each thumb, 3 knuckles on each index finger, middle finger is lighting up, ring fingers and pinkies, all the knuckles in each hand, shooting back into your elbows, into your wrists, elbows, shoulders, base of the neck, between the shoulder blades, middle of the back, lower back, and at your root, and then branching out again into your thighs and into your knees and into your calves, into the ankles, and down to the soles of the feet. All right? Everything super, super loose. One more time, twisting the forearms this way, twisting the forearms this way, and then opening up, and then the top, just opening up. We'll also always be tuning into the breath that way. Make sure you breathe downward as if it's water. Down, out, up, right? Sometimes people breathe and then the opposite happens, but just try to breathe. Filling up, and then as you relax, keeping your frame nice and strong, but not stiff, and then just letting all your muscles just kind of relax on top of your nice strong frame. If you have to lean forward this way instead of leaning forward that way, which us drummers love to do so much. We should just jump on our drums, and we don't have any first timer here, so we can just go into creating pitches and tones and rhythms. A few different things happening today. Find my other drum. Let me get this drum for a second. Yeah, I'm right here. Not going anywhere. All right. What's up, all you folks? You can give a shout out to different people. I don't have everybody's name. I know Deborah's out there. Ah, Brandy says, Barbara, you need to behave. What are you doing? And everybody wants to know what you're wearing, Barbara. Okay, so let's put our drum over here. This on for the first little bit, just so I can make sure everything's cool. Rima said there's a little extra reverb on the voice, but that's in the digital world. That happens, but I could turn it down if it upsets you. Okay, is that okay? So let's get our pulse going. And most people were here in the first class, would you say? For a lot of them? Maybe like or the regulars, 60-70%. Barbara, Katerina, Sid, Julia. Let's go. All right, cool. Let's go from one side of the body to the other. And Joan, what's up, Joan? I know Trisha's out there too, and Deborah, and Verena. Let's go from one side to the other, right, with our pulse. That's the second thing. The third thing would be the count. We could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So all three things are happening, and then feeling. Maybe we're feeling sextuplets, going ticka 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 ticka. Good. So let's go through different. Usually we do this on our laps, but let's do them on the drums today with tex and kas. Okay. So just starting off with a. Oh, let me find the sweet spot on this drum. Hello. Excuse me. Almost. All right. So quarter notes. We're gonna go. We're gonna do 30-second notes. We're gonna go tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka. One more, tech, ka. And then let's do eighth notes. And tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka. Good. Let's do triplets. Tech, ka, 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 tech, ka. 16th notes and teka 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 teka. Quintuplets. Teka 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 teka. Sixes. Teka 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 teka. Sevens and teka 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 teka. Eights. Teka 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 teka. Back to quarter notes and tech. Let's do 2 bars of each. Ka, tech, ka, tech. Eighth notes. Tech, ka, 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 tech, ka. Trips, tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka. Think about your breath and your muscles. 16s. Tech, ka, 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 tech, ka. Teka, 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 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Teka, 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 teka. 6s. Teka, 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 teka. 7s. Teka, 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 teka. 8s. Teka, 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 teka. 1, 2, ready, and stop. Cool. I just have to tune this one up a little bit. The weather's been changing a lot in this room. Hello. Come on, get your drum in tune. All right. Let's go through some examples. Some tone building exercises, right? And rhythm building exercises all at the same time. I'm going to try to go through things that we're going to work on today. And if we can, what? Call response. All right. Done. Done. And let's get our feet going, because at one point I'm going to try to do 3s and 5s against a pulse of 2, right? A stepping of 2. So we're going to go take it, right? I'm going to count to 4, then I'll play something, and then you'll all play by between 4 to 8 times. All right? Give a count first. 1, 2, ready, here we go. And doom, doom, tekka, tek, tekka, tekka, pa. 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 2 more. Doom, doom, tekka, tek, tekka, tekka, pa. 1 more. Doom, tekka, tek. Good. Let's do this one. Doom, 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 ka, tek, pa. Doom, 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 ka, tek, pa. Doom, 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 ka, tek, pa. Doom, 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 ka, tek. 2 more. Doom, 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 ka, tek, pa. Doom, 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 ka, tek. Let's try variation going doom, ka, tek, pa. Doom, ka, tek, pa. Doom, ka, tek, pa. Doom, ka, tek. Add a tek at the end. Doom, ka, tek, pa. Tekka, doom, ka, tek, pa. Tekka, doom, ka, tek, pa. Doom, ka, tek. Great. Let's try this. Doom, tekka, pa. Doom, tekka, pa. Doom, tekka, pa. Doom, tekka, pa. 2 more. Doom, tekka, pa. 1 more. Doom, tekka. Good. Let's try this. Doom, tekka, doom, tekka, doom. Doom, tekka, doom, tekka, doom. Doom, tekka, doom, tekka, doom. Doom. Add a tek at the end. Tekka, doom. Tekka, doom, tekka, doom. Tekka, doom. Tekka, doom, tekka, doom. 2 more. Doom, tekka, doom, tekka, doom. Tekka, doom, tekka. Good. Let's try this. Tekka, doom. Tekka, pa. Tekka, doom. Tekka, pa. Tekka, doom. Tekka, pa. 2 dooms. Tekka, doom, doom. Tekka, pa. Tekka, doom, doom. Tekka, pa. Tekka, doom, doom. Tekka, pa. 1 more. Tekka, doom, doom. Try this. Doom, doom. Tekka, pa. Doom, doom. Tekka, pa. Doom, doom. Tekka, pa. 1 more. Doom, doom. Try this. Doom, doom. Tekka, pa. Doom, doom. Tekka, pa. Doom, doom. Tekka, pa. 1 more. Doom, doom. Now try this one. Tekka, pa. Tekka, pa. Tekka, pa. Good. Now let's try this one. Tekka, pa. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Tekka, pa. 1 more. Tekka. Now this. Tekka, doom, doom, pa. Tekka, doom, doom, pa. Tekka, doom, doom, pa. Now this one. Tekka, pa. 4, 6, 4, 1. Tekka, pa. Tekka, 1 more time. Tekka. Good. Now let's go. Tekka, pa. 6, 6, 4, 1. Tekka, pa. 1 more. Tekka, pa. Now doom, doom, tekka, doom, rekka, pa. 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 2 more. Doom, doom, tekka, doom, rekka, pa. 1 more. Tekka, doom. We're gonna go. Doom, tek, doom, tekka, pa. 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 Now, tekka, doom, doom, pa. Tekka, doom, doom, pa. Tekka, doom. 1 more time. Now just keep the pulse. 1, 2, 3. Think 6s. Eights. Right? So now we're going to just do one time. I'm going to play something for 4 beats. You're going to play something for 4 beats. One time each, and then you stop, and I'm going to play another one, and so on and so forth. Kind of like Simon Says, one time. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, and doom doom ka tek ba. Doom 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 ka tek ba. Doom tek doom tek ba. Doom tek doom tek ba. Doom ka tek ba. Doom ka tek ba. Doom 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 ka tek doom 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 ka tek doom tek doom tek ba. 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 Tek 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 doom tek doom tek ba. Doom tek doom tek ba. Doom tek doom tek ba. Tek doom doom tek ba. Tek doom doom tek ba. Doom doom rekatek ba. Doom doom rekatek ba. Doom 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 katek ba. Doom 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 katek ba. Doom tek ba. Doom tek ba. Doom tek ba. Tek doom doom tek ba. Tek doom doom tek ba. Doom doom rekatek ba. Doom doom rekatek ba. Doom katek doom doom ba. Doom katek doom doom ba. Doom tek ba. Doom tek ba. Doom tek ba kadoom ba. Doom tek ba kadoom ba. Doom tek doom doom ba. Doom tek doom doom ba. Tek doom doom ba. Tek doom doom ba. Doom doom tek doom ba. Doom doom tek doom ba. Tek doom doom ba. Doom doom ba. All right. How is your head feeling? How are your hands feeling? Cool. Let's do our finger warm-ups. Last week we did our finger warm-ups, the ultimate warm-up. By the way, this thing got, for those of you who didn't hear in last class, I was on the wrong internet thing, but all the files were updated at not till about 5 o'clock or so, or 5:30. So if you haven't updated it before then, please update your drum notations. We're going to do the one called the ultimate finger warm-up. Right here. I have the laptop here, so I have to turn my neck so much. Chance I didn't even open it up yet because you all know it so well. So I'm going to play, last time I played on this, I'll do it on this drum. We'll just go through this one fast. If you remember, 1 is the thumb, 5 is the pinky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, right? That's the exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. Thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky, ring, middle, index. I'll do it on a variety of drums. We're going to go through, maybe we'll end on the sixth one, which is 30-second notes. Right, which would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. Right? In 1 beat or 2 beats, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3. We're gonna for now, you can do this many ways, but you're gonna play all 4 pads of the fingers inside the drum. Okay. How's the volume between the drum and the voice. Okay, out there? Let me know if I could adjust it. A flick of a hand over here. So just do that one time with your non-lead hand. Thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb. Good. Try that with your other hand, your lead hand. Thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky, ring, middle, index. Notice how I'm throwing each finger, and just from the outside, it probably just looks like I'm playing all four fingers at the same time, but I'm throwing out each one. So thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky. Now play them both at the same time. Thumb, index, middle, pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb, index. And then let's just stagger them for now, which is gonna go thumb, thumb, index, index, middle, middle, ring, ring, pinky, pinky, ring, ring. I'm gonna start with my low hand first. So then the frame drum is on the ones, okay? One more time. Thumb, thumb, thumb. And I usually actually start this exercise with my non-lead hand. It builds power and neuroplasticity into my non-dominant hand. One and two. And that's the whole thing. And then the hardest thing is when we do triplets. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 5 triplet, 6 triplet, 7 triplet, 8 triplet, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 1. It takes 1. So it's still just going this all the time, back and forth. Now we're going to go through the whole warm-up, okay? And let's do it actually, I'll just call out when it's time to change, but probably do about 2 in each phrase, right? Here we go. Ready? I'm going to check this hand over here, the frame drum hand, okay? I'm going to start with this hand. 1, and then the ka is going to be over here, okay? Just to show you. But I'm on the same drum. Usually when I'm warming up, I'm doing it on the same drum. Just doing this for sonic purposes. Here's our count. 1, 2, line number 1. Tech, 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 tech. And then the other hand, thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky, ring. Let's do that line one more time. Thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky, ring. And then here. You can put the drum between your legs. I should have said that first. 1, 2. The second one, 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and thumb, index, index, middle, middle, ring, ring, pinky, pinky, ring, ring. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Good. Now triplets. 1 da da 2 da da 3 da da 4 da da 5 da 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 da. Halfway, pinky. Here's the beginning and thumb. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then pinky, index, middle. Let's do the triplets one more time. Thumb, ring, middle, index, pinky, index, middle. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Halfway. 3, 4. 1, 2, 16 notes. Tekka, 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 tekka. Thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky, ring. 1, 2, 3, 4. In some ways, this is the easiest one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now sextuplets, ready, and tekka, 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 tekka. Halfway. Thumb, pinky, index, middle, ring, thumb, ring, middle, index, pinky, index. One more. Tekka, 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 tekka. 30-second notes. Tekka, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready and stop. Awesome. So it might sound weird having these two different drums, but if I'm doing it this way, in slow motion, that last one, when you're going to take this exercise as fast, you could do the 30-second notes, right? So if it's right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. If you know you can do each hand that way, then you would do together. And there's your pulse now. It's over here. Dun, 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 dun. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you stagger them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thumb, index, pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky. Ready and stop. And you can have fun with all of that stuff, including the triplets. Cool? Any questions about that? All right. I kept my headphones on, but it helps me hear and helps me not strain my voice. Is that okay?
We've got Verena on now.
Hello, Verena. Thanks for coming.
Bird says that Cliff is on there. You know, he's not a.
Oh, Cliff's on there. Hi, Cliff. Let's go into, they could put that file away, but not forever. Actually, you can keep it forever. Make sure to download it somewhere that's safe and the government can't see it. I'm not sure what.
They're coming for your teka-tekas.
They're coming for my teka-tekas. And they're coming for Brandy's doom-dooms. We were just having a conversation about that, but we'll tell you about it later.
No, we won't.
No, we won't, actually. Okay. So let's go to our melodic round. And it's the single player version, okay? It's the single player version. We started this last time. We kind of got through it. Okay. Melodic round, single player. The first time we did it. There we go. Okay, everybody got it? I'm just opening it up myself, getting rid of this. So these are all 8-beat rhythms, right? And I changed, did I call this? I forgot to call this version 2. Hold on, let me make sure I got the right version.
Up at the top it says version 2.
It does, but not inside. You sure it says it at the top? Oh, this?
For the file name
It does? Okay, I believe you. Cool. As long as the file name says version 2, that's good. Because I created a couple on the ends, on the loops, the loop 1 and the loop 2, because I know Trish has been practicing this every day of every week, it's going to be 2 times this time. And I put a little note at the bottom. It did go through. For all the breaks are 2 times this time, including the loops. The first time is a regular volume, like whatever volume you were doing. You might even want to take it up a notch after playing the rhythms 4 times, right? And the second time starts off soft and does a crescendo. Okay, does that make sense? So if the first, if break number 2 would go teka teka doom doom teka teka doom doom teka doom teka doom teka doom pa, then teka teka doom doom teka teka crescendo teka doom teka doom pa. Okay. I think most of you have seen this. The melody is pretty straight ahead. Doom, doom, teka pa, teka doom, doom, teka pa. A little shift there, make it an 8-beat cycle. The wahda shifted telly. How does that one gonna go? Doom, ka tek, pa, teka doom, ka tek, doom, doom, pa, right? Doom, ka tek, pa, teka doom, ka tek, doom, doom, pa. Break number 1 this time is different, right? It's teka teka pa, teka teka pa, teka 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 pa. Let's try that together. Break number 1. Ready and teka teka pa, teka teka pa, teka 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 pa. One more. Teka teka pa, teka teka pa, teka 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 pa. And you go back to our main rhythm, which is doom tek, doom doom tek, doom tek. Kaka doom pa, doom tek, doom doom tek, doom tek, kaka doom pa. Bambi doom doom doom, katek 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 doom doom doom, katek katek pa, doom doom doom, katek 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 doom doom doom, katek. Good. And the hardest thing in here, probably, well, one of the hardest things, is the Saidi. I'm just plowing through this thing because I just want to do it like in a more musical way, but I'm just making sure you know where all the text and the pause go. This one is going to be the more challenging one, the Saidi, because the downbeat is empty on the first beat and the fifth beat, especially on the first beat. So you really got to feel the spaces. We do this one time super slow, like 1, 2, ready, 7, Saidi, and pa, teka, doom, doom, teka, pa, teka, ka, pa, teka, doom, doom, reka, pa, and 1, pa, teka, doom, doom, teka, pa, teka, ka, pa, teka, doom, doom, teka, pa. One more, pa, teka, doom, doom, teka, pa, teka, ka, pa, teka, doom, doom, teka, pa. Good. The Ashmudi, we've done it before. And what is the R with the italics? It's a roll. So if we play doom doom into the tech, you could play the roll with your non-dominant hand, reaching pinky, just all those exercises we did when we go back this way. The ultimate warm up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So doom doom tech, doom doom tech, right? Doom doom tech, doom doom. Good. And that rhythm goes doom doom tekka tekka tek doom tekka tekka tek tekka tekka pa doom doom tekka tekka tek doom tekka tekka tek tekka tekka pa. I meant to do that 4 times, but it says 2, so we're going to do it as rhythm, as written. And the last 3 sections might be new for some of you. Okay. Let's look at it. And then this time, those are all happening twice this time, because I noticed last time they went by too fast and left some folks in the dusty dust. So you could think of it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what am I saying? Doom, tekka, tekka, 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 tekka. That's just the first line of loop 1. If I count it that way, it would go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in time, I'll play that whole cycle, the 16 beats of loop 1. Let's do it 2 times, slow ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doom, tekka, doom, tekka, tekka, doom, tekka, tekka, doom, tekka, tekka, doom, tekka, 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 doom, tekka, tekka, doom, tekka, tekka, doom, tekka, tekka, doom, tekka, tekka. One more time. Doom, tekka, tekka, 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 doom, 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 doom. Can we do that faster, please? 1, 2, ready, and doom, tekka, tekka, 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 doom, tekka, tekka, doom, tekka, tekka, doom, tekka, tekka, doom, tekka, tekka. One more time. Doom, tekka, tekka, 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 doom, 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 doom, pa. Loop 2 is exactly the same thing, except it's inverted. Instead of going doom, tekka, tekka, doom, it goes tekka, tekka, doom, 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 tekka, 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 doom, tekka, tekka, doom, tekka, tekka, doom, tekka, tekka, doom, 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 pa. Slower once, okay? 1, 2, loop number 2. Tekka, tekka, doom, 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 tekka, 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 doom, tekka, tekka, doom, tekka, tekka, doom, tekka, tekka, doom, doom, doom. One more. Tekka, tekka, doom, 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 tekka, 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 doom, tekka, tekka, doom, tekka, tekka, doom, tekka, tekka, doom. Break number 3. Tekka, 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 pa. Then tekka, 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 pa. Then tekka, 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 tekka. Next line. Tekka, 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 doom, doom, tekka, 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 doom, doom, ka, tekka, doom, ka, tekka, doom. One more time. Tekka, 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 pa. Tekka, 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 pa. Tekka, 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 pa. And tekka, 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 doom, doom, tekka, 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 doom, doom, ka, tekka, doom, ka, tekka, doom, ka, tekka, doom, pa. Does that make sense? Can we try that once fast? The last break 3, the one in red. And you notice on the last 4 beats, why do I start with the ka? Because I want to end with the doom. Ka-tika doom. If it went tekka-te, then you would have to double up. Tekka-te doom. You don't want to do that. Ka-tika doom, ka-tika doom, ka-tika doom, pa. Right? So the break number 3. 1, 2, ready, and take a ba. Take a ba. Take a ba. Take a doom doom. Take a doom doom. Take a doom. One more. Take a ba. Take a ba. Take a ba. Take a doom doom. Take a doom doom. Take a doom. Ba. Cool. From the tippy top. Tippy top. Okay. You're going to know what to do when we get there. It's going to be great. The sound okay out there? I think our upload speed is better. Last week, it seems like everybody and their cousin is on the internet at dinner time these days. So it really affects our upload speed. But I think this...
Between classes, it was better.
It's better this week. It feels better. I can feel it in my skin. And cool. So we're going to do everything as written, right? The main rhythm 2 times, melody, wata wata. Main rhythm again 2 times, and Ashmudi 2 times. I did the Ashmudi originally for musical reasons because we do the top of that twice and then go into the breaks. So hopefully they'll just all make sense. All right? And we always reset at the main rhythm after those 2 main breaks, right? And we always do those 2 times. Pretty much, okay, half of the stuff's 2 times, half the stuff's 4 times. Hopefully it'll be clear. Let's do it 1 time at a moderate tempo and 1 time for Deborah and Trish fast. Because I know they had an extra cup of tea today before the class. 1, 2, from the top. Doom, tech, doom, doom, tech, doom, tech, ka, ka, doom, pa. Doom, tech, doom, doom, tech, doom, tech, ka, ka, melody, and doom, doom, tech, a pa, doom, tech, a pa, tech, a doom, doom, tech, a pa, tech, a pa. Doom, doom, tech, a pa, doom, tech, a pa, tech, a doom, doom, tech, a pa, tech, a. 2 more. Doom, doom, tech, a pa, tech, a pa, tech, a doom, doom, tech, a pa, tech, a pa. Doom, doom, tech, a pa, doom, tech, a pa, tech, a doom, doom, tech, a pa. Good. Next one. Doom, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, pa, tech, a doom, ka, tech, doom, doom, pa. Doom, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, pa, tech, a doom, ka, tech, doom, doom, pa. Doom, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, pa, tech, a doom, ka, tech. 1 more time. Doom, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, pa, tech, a doom, ka, tech, ka, tech. Break number 1. Tech, ka, tech, ka, pa, tech, ka, tech, ka, pa, tech, ka, 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 pa. Softer. Tech, ka, tech, ka, pa, tech, ka, tech, ka, pa, tech, ka, 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 pa. Go on. Doom, tech, doom, doom, tech, doom, tech, tech, ka, doom, pa. Doom, tech, doom, doom, tech, doom, tech, ka, ka. Next one. And doom, 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 ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, doom, 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 ka, tech, pa. Doom, 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 ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, doom, 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 ka, tech, pa. Doom, 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 ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, doom, 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 ka, tech. 1 more. Doom, 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 ka, tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, doom, 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 ka, tech. Saidi, pa, tech, a doom, doom, tech, a pa, tech, a pa, tech, a doom, doom, tech, a pa, and pa, tech, a doom, doom, tech, a pa, tech, a pa, tech, a doom, doom, tech, a pa, and pa, tech, a doom, doom, tech, a pa, tech, a pa, tech, a doom, doom. 1 more time, and pa, tech, a doom, doom, tech, a pa, tech, a pa, tech, a doom, doom. Ashmudi, doom, doom, rek, ka, tech, doom, tech, ka, tech, ka, tech, tech, ka, tech, a pa. Doom, doom, rek, ka, tech, doom, tech, ka, tech, ka, tech. Break number 2. Tech, ka, tech, doom, doom, tech, ka, tech, doom, doom, tech, doom, tech, doom, tech, doom. Softer. Tech, doom, doom, tech, crescendo. Tech, doom, tech, doom, tech, main rhythm. Doom, tech, doom, doom, tech, doom, tech, ka, doom, pa. Doom, tech, doom, doom, tech. Look ahead and cock a loop 1 and doom, tech, 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 1 more time. Doom, tech, 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 doom. Loop number 2. doom, 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 doom. One more time. Doom, 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 doom. Break 3. Then cool. Okay, you need 8 seconds or 12 seconds, and then we do it faster. How could we end? It was. All right. So the man. Is that too fast? What do you think? Feeling it? Ready? Let's feel our groove on, our pulse, right? Sides of the body. Our count. 6 doublets. From the top, just like we did. Faster. 1, 2, ready, and boom, deck, boom, deck, boom, deck, cock, boom, ba, boom, deck, boom, deck, boom, deck, cock, a melody, boom, boom, pick a pot, boom, pick a pot, take a boom, boom, pick a pot, take a pot, boom, boom, pick a pot, boom, pick a pot, take a boom, boom, pick a pot, take a 2 more, boom, boom, pick a pot, boom, pick a pot, take a boom, boom, pick a pot, take a pot, boom, boom, pick a pot. Da, boom, deck, pa, take a boom, deck, boom, boom, pa, boom, deck, pa, take a boom, boom, pa, boom, deck, pa, take a boom, one more time, boom, deck, pa, take a boom, break number 1, take a pa, take a pa, take a pa, take a pa, take a pa. Take a pa, and boom, deck, boom, boom, deck, pa, boom, deck, got the bumby, and boom, 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 deck, boom, 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 deck, pa, boom, 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 deck, boom, 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 deck, boom, more, boom, 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 deck, boom, 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 deck, pa. Saidi, pa, take a doom, pa, take a doom, take a pa, and pa, take a doom, take a pa, take a pa, take a doom, take a pa, take a doom, pa, take a doom, take a pa, and pa, take a doom, take a pa, take a doom, ashmudi, doom, deck, boom, take a pa. Ready, break 2, and take a doom, take a doom, take a doom, pa, take a doom, take a doom, take a doom, main rhythm, and boom, deck, boom, boom, deck, cock, doom, pa, deck, loop number 1, take a doom, 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 again, take a doom, 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 loop number 2, take a doom, 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 one more time, take a doom, 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 break number 3, take a pa, take a pa, take a pa, then take a doom, take a doom, take a doom, pa, take a pa, take a pa, take a Then ticka 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 doom doom, ticka 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 doom doom, ka ticka doom, ka ticka doom, ka ticka doom. Woo! All right, making me sweat. How's that feel? You doing all right? Yeah. Okay. Good. Everything going out there in virtual land?
Yep, pretty good. I think that your left hand was a little bit covered up by the boom there.
Okay.
So there was a question about whether you were using your middle finger for the ka.
I do both, ka, just depending how I'm feeling, how much volume I want. The question was, am I using my middle finger for my ka or my ring finger? And I shift around. It just depends what I don't stick to one or the other. I kind of approach it more like if I'm playing the piano or something, right? If I'm playing like an A natural, though, I always have to play the A natural with the middle or the ring, or thinking, I could actually play the A natural or a B flat on a piano with any finger. So it's the same as long as you get the sound you want. So on that first one, for example, I might play a ka since I want a snap, right? A snap is played moving over the ring that way. Actually, let me play on my bigger drum for a second so you can see it over this. Eventually, trying to save up some pennies to get a wireless mic. A wireless mic would get rid of all of this, and I can move my head around and talk and not have my neck stuck to this. So if you see me going Madonna style one day, that's why, because the actual permanent mic is a little bit of a nuisance for my purposes. So that's what's going to happen soon, hopefully. So you take that. There's two knuckles on the thumb. You take that over that way, and you throw the ring finger over the thumb, and then just bounce it right off, keeping the index finger straight. You can do it with the middle finger. The index finger, sometimes it happens that way. Pinky ring middle, right? And you get three that way. So for this purposes, that second half where doom, tek, ka, ka, doom, fa is a little bit easier with a snap. Doom, tek. But if I don't, I might use the middle. Doom, tek, ka, ka, doom, fa. Right there, doom, tek, ka, ka, doom. Or the ring, doom, tek, ka, ka, doom, fa. So if we do on a rhythm like the loop ones, that might, if I want more of an even sound, I might, if I'm using the ring finger on this one, I might use the ring finger here. Doom, tekka, tekka, 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 tekka. But if I want more power, I will definitely use my middle finger because my middle finger has more power. Doom, tekka, tekka, 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 doom, 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 doom, pa. People like to just use the ring finger, but really the middle finger has a different sound, different juice. So it just depends the sonic color that I'm achieving in combination with my body mechanism and what's going to produce the desired sound finally. Hopefully that helps for now. But that's a good question because I use all of them. It just depending what sound I want. All right. So today I'm going to close that window. Today, really, I want to spend, because last week I noticed sometimes if I do too many things in one class, it's hard for things to really sink in, right? So I worked a chart out for this piece we wrote a few years ago called Ecstatic Verses, and it's written by Chris Rosser. Then I wrote the drum part for it, and it's in 10/8, okay? And it's based off a Georgiana rhythm, but it really came up into its own variation of it. And what we did, Chris and I got together in the studio, and we did like an old-fashioned, if many of you remember, like from the 70s, the Jamie Abersole jazz records about learning how to play jazz. They're called Music Minus One. You'd have like a jazz band, a jazz quartet, right, with bass, drums, piano, and sax. And then they would do a recording minus each one. So for the drummers, they would do you would get the whole track and you would play along with it. Then you would get a version without the drums. Then you get a version without the sax, and then without the bass and the piano, which depending what your instrument was. So we made a version without the percussion on this ecstatic verses number 3, which is in, by the way, a folder. In today's folder, a subfolder, which is the first time I have that because there are a variety of them called Ecstatic Verses Recording. Okay? And in the Ecstatic Verses recordings, you'll see 6 ones. Why? The main one, the one that says original, right? The one at the bottom of that, if you're looking at alphabetically, the original one is the original recording, and that sucker is fast. And I didn't realize how fast it was till I was trying to teach it. So I'm going to play it off of the computer, and because of the luxury of this, hopefully it'll sound halfway decent. Let's see. I'm gonna keep my headphones on so I can play along. If hopefully that's okay. Doesn't mess up my hair. Okay. So let me play the original one first, and we're gonna backtrack it. So the original one goes, and you could open up the full the music too. Okay, the music it's just called Ecstatic Verses 3 Drum Notation. So you could open up that PDF, created it especially for you. And then if you go to the MP3, it's the .mp3 under the folder called Ecstatic Verses Recordings. I think this one is called "You Dance Inside My Chest," which is the subtitle of this particular one. That's Chris's title. If you don't like it, talk to him about it. And the original is like a 215 or something. I'm going to play it through here just so you could hear it, right? Hopefully you could hear that. 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1. Do you see I'm playing frame drum and Doombeck and Rick, a lot of things. All right, and it's a Georgiana. We'll go over that in a second. Don't worry. So what we're going to do is there's three versions of that. There's one that's called 90%. There's one that's called 30%. They're the .m4as. They're just called the movements, right? So you can listen to that same thing. If I look at the top one in that folder that says Ecstatic Verses Movement 3, and I'm going to practice the music with it, I might play along with it this one first, right? It's 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 1 2 3 4. So this whole piece is based on 3 2 2. So that's how I would practice it. And then what we're going to practice with now, since I'm here with you, you don't need that one. That's for you when you're home alone and just want to do whatever you do home alone. So we're gonna pull up the one now, and I'm mostly gonna pull it because I think it might sound like a mess if we all try to play at the same time. Is the one called Ecstatic Verses, okay? Number 3. No percussion, but we did add, Chris and I did add a cajon track, which the cajon is very it's not loud, but it's low in volume, and it's there to provide like a skeleton for the piece. Okay? Does that make sense? I'm going to play that in a second, but that's the one. Actually, let me just play it on now while your ears are on. And it's always the beginning part. Most of the pieces 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2. Four big pulses. Sometimes it's going to go 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3. So let me play this from the beginning just so you get the idea. Then we're going to work through the piece. Okay? So, and hopefully, so let me know. Let me do a little sound check with this one and see how it goes. See how it goes along. And let me also pull this piece out. Okay, this one is called. Okay. It's going to be ecstatic. There we go. All right. So let me go back to this. And there's a bar, the click track is 2 bars, just so you all know. The click track is 2 bars of 10, and you hear just the big pulses 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2, and then you come in, and then you'll hear the cajon at that part. Let's just try this. Then B section. That's it. So that's how you would do it. Once you get it, you would just go home and play with it like that. You would have your sheet out for this one, And that one was the ecstatic verses 3 practice, no percussion with cajon 75%, which would just mean 75% of the original speed. So now let's work through the pieces. Now, just so you know, hopefully that's all clear. So when you're practicing, that's clear. And why we did it this way, why? Because sometimes when you're just playing drum rhythms, after a while, you know, this one by itself is okay, but it's nice to have that melodic aspect. So then when we're playing our drum, we're hearing, oh, there's Chris's melody and there's Elliot's bass, and there's actually a string section in this. It makes it a little bit more fun to play. And if this works out good and I get good feedback from y'all, we'll take the time to create a few more of these as time goes on. So just give me your feedback about that and see what you think. So now let's work
A good time to also
through the piece.
mention that in July,
Yeah.
we're all allowed out of our
Oh,
houses.
yes. In July, Brandy's reminded me that we're actually having a global immersion week for drummers and melodic instruments and bass players, and that's the middle end of July. It's on our website somewhere. I think it's around the 13th or 17th that week. And that's one of the things we're creating these for those also, that we're going to have percussion sections, and then we're going to have melodic sections, and then in the afternoons for all those things, instead of just having the regular percussion festival where it's mostly drummers, we're going to have the opportunity to have like combos, and then everybody will get a chance to play with the melodic instruments. And then we're going to do a few pieces for a performance on Saturday night that will include a Free Planet Radio concert, plus half of the concert will be all the students play along with Free Planet Radio and the other melodic instruments. And that should be
5 days workshop.
tip top fun. 5 days of workshop and a day of concerts. One big concert. So the basic Georgiana rhythm is 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3, right? And if we just look at in the intro, that very first on every line, by the way, if you're back to the PDF, on every line, there is 2 bars of 10, right? So you see 4 cells. Doom ka teka ka doom ka teka pa ka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka pa. So we just ought to all feel that. Play it on this drum for now. All right. So I'm going to do it slow once. Let's just do the first bar of that, the first 4 pulses of that first line of the intro. I'm going to count 2 bars of 10. But I don't really think I'm ahead 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's too much. I just think in threes and twos. That's about all my brain could take. So I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And you can think low, high, doom, tech, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So let's loop that one. Doom ka teka doom ka teka ka 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 doom ka teka doom ka teka. Let's do the second bar of that. It's still 4 pulses, but now it goes doom tek tek pa. Doom ka tek tek pa. So doom ka teka teka pa. Doom ka teka teka pa. Ka doom ka teka teka pa. Go 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1. Those slower ones. Doom ka teka teka pa. Ka doom ka teka teka pa. Ka doom ka teka teka pa. You could also pulse this for all those who step for 5 quarter notes, right? In 10/8, 5 quarter notes, even though we're thinking 4 pulses, there'd be 5 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doom ka teka teka pa. Ka doom ka teka teka pa. Or if I go back and forth, it would take 2 bars to come back on the 1. 1, 2, watch this. Doom ka teka teka pa. Ka 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 doom. Right, the second time, the 1 is on my other foot. Let's loop the first 2 bars of the intro, the top line. Here we go. Let's sing it once, okay? If you want, for this one, I'm just going to play the feet this way. Once we start, I probably won't. So 1, 2, top line. Doom ka teka ka doom ka teka pa. Ka doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka pa. Ka doom. Let's do that again. I think that's too confusing for me to play that. That's like playing a polyrhythm on top of an already complicated rhythm. All right, I'm going to play more with the pulses. Okay, 1, 2, top line. Doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa. Right, a little bit faster. 1, 2, ready, and doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa. The second bar of this intro only you'll do the, you see where it says 16th note? Whenever I have a double line under something, those are 16th notes. So I don't have the musical notation above this, but so that would go doom katika teka 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 ka doom katika teka teka pa. Right? Da 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 da. Can we just loop that third bar, the second line, the first half of the second line of the intro? The rhythm goes dun 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 dun. Right left right left right left right left left right left left right left right left right left left, or left right left right left right left right left right right left right left right left right left right left right right. Let's do that slowly. 1, 2, ready, and doom katika teka 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 ka 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 doom katika teka teka doom katika teka 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 ka. The last part of that intro where it goes, we can loop that one. Doom katika doom ka doom ka 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 pa. Let's loop that second line of the intro, that whole line. Okay? I'll sing it once. 1, 2, ready, and doom katika teka 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 ka doom katika doom ka pa, and doom katika teka 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 ka doom katika doom ka pa, and doom katika teka 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 ka doom katika doom ka pa, and doom katika teka 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 ka doom katika doom ka pa. And we only do that once, so we're not going to sweat that today too much, right? It just flows out better when it's faster. So let's do the B section. The B section is really the core of the piece, right? So it's just like the beginning. And if you get the main notes, it's just to think about that. It's always 3, 2, 2, 3, doom, tek, tet, doom, tek, tek, pa. And really the difference between the first line and the second line, you just don't have that extra ka at the end. It just closes the phrase. Does that make sense? Okay? Do nice and slow, the B section. Okay? We'll just repeat it. I know it says twice, but we'll repeat it a few times. Because then the C section is basically just about the same. It's just the first line of it. But melodically, the reason I have them different sections because you're going to hear the differences. Okay? B section, both lines, we'll just loop it. Oh, 1 and 2 and ready, and doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa. And for those of you who are playing handheld who want to try looping it, right? Let me do with the feet back and forth because I know some of you love to step in odd times, but you're stepping in dupla, right? Let's sing it once first this way. For some of you who are used to my class, I ask you to sing it while it's still hold with one hand doing this because it's just more challenging that way and it really gets it in your body. We're going to sing through the whole phrase of the B section, then just play it. So 1, 2, ready, and doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa doom ka deca doom ka deca ka doom ka deca deca pa ka doom ka deca doom ka deca ka doom ka deca deca again doom ka deca doom ka deca ka doom ka deca deca pa ka doom ka deca doom ka deca ka doom ka deca deca again doom ka deca doom ka deca ka doom ka deca deca pa ka doom ka deca doom ka deca ka doom ka deca deca pa. Those are for all you steppers out there. Doom. Let's try it a little faster. It's easier. 1, 2, ready, and doom ka deca doom ka deca ka doom ka deca deca pa ka doom ka deca doom ka deca ka doom ka deca deca pa. And at that point, I might play half as many, right? I might go doom ka deca doom ka deca ka doom ka deca deca pa ka doom ka deca doom ka deca ka doom ka deca deca pa ka doom ka deca doom ka deca ka doom ka deca deca pa ka doom ka deca doom ka deca ka doom ka deca deca pa. Cool. C section is the same exact thing as the B section. It's just the first line looped and looped. And you can see I have that line. It happens 4 times. Then the D section is just a 4. It's a 1 piece of. All the sections are basically 8 bars of 10, right? But if I put 2 bars of 10, 8, like the C section, you do it 4 times, but it comes at the 8 bars. So this one, you just do 1 bar over and over, and it's pretty skeletal. It just goes. Your lead hand is just going to go 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 doom tech tech tech. Let's add the cause. Doom tekka 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 doom tekka 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 doom. Now that R is just a ka, but it's a roll. So if you play it as a ka first, it's going to just be like the section before it. It's going to go doom ka tekka 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 doom ka tekka 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 doom. So with our roll, doom roll tekka 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 doom roll tekka 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 doom roll tekka 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 doom roll tekka tekka. I'm using snaps for that. Or right, so faster it goes doom roll tekka 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 doom roll tekka tekka tekka. Go 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2. Great. And then C section, you just go. I even though you're moving on, as you move on, you just do the C section, which we already did. Doom ka tekka doom ka tekka ka doom ka tekka tekka pa ka doom ka tekka doom ka tekka ka doom ka tekka tekka pa. Ka-doom, ka-tekka, doom, ka-tekka, ka-doom. Go 1 more time. Doom, ka-tekka, then we go on. Doom, ka-tekka, tekka, pa. Ka-doom, roll, tek, tek, tek. 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 Ka-doom. Awesome. And then you do I didn't call that right. I'm so much sorry. Somebody messed up. The next section should not be called the C section. That should be called the E section. So sorry. Yes, and the F section needs to be the G section. So that's what happens when you're transcribing at 11 p.m. Let's just do that the last line on the bar. So you just take your eraser and just nudge it out and then just change it. So the last thing on that line is it's a 3 3 2 2. In some ways that's easier because you get to loop each one instead of just going back and forth, right? That's going to go 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3, right? And what's that going to go? It's going to go doom ka ka tekka tekka doom ka doom roll pa pa doom ka tekka tekka doom ka doom roll pa pa doom ka tekka tekka doom ka doom roll pa pa doom ka tekka tekka doom ka doom roll pa pa 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 doom ka tekka that clear? The next section, which is the E section, which is really the F section, it's 3-2-2. It's back to 3-2-2-3, right? Those are the only sections that are going to go back like that, the previous one. And it's a little bit, it's basically the same pulses, but we're adding an extra doom in there, right? I mean, so on the second cell, instead of a tech, which is doom, cut tech, doom, tech, cut doom on the previous sections, on the B section, now it's doom, cut doom, doom, tech, cut doom, doom, tech. Let's count two bars of 10 for nothing, then play. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. Doom, cut 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 tech, cut doom. And this is a louder one, as you can see. Doom. 4 more. Cut doom, cut doom, cut doom, cut tech, cut doom, cut doom, cut doom, cut tech, cut doom, cut doom, cut doom. Let's go to the next section. And doom, cut doom, cut tech, tech, doom, cut doom, roll pa pa. Doom cut doom cut tech tech doom cut doom roll pa pa doom cut doom cut tech tech doom cut doom roll pa pa doom cut tech tech doom cut. Let's do the next section. E doom cut doom tech 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 cut doom. Then the transition. Da 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 da. Then doom tech doom. You do that again. Down the space doom the space then play doom tech doom tech doom. And then that goes into the drum solo. The drum solo is basically a call and response. Every phrase happens twice. It's like one time on the frame drum, one time on the doumbek. And on this version, I kept all the percussion in there because I just thought it'd be fun to play with, because I'm overdubbing a bunch of parts there, and they're there for you to hear, because like the cajon is very skeletal in the rest of it. With the cajon part, you won't hear like all the different techs and dooms and rolls and embellishment. It's just there to help you keep your pulse. So let's just try and the drum solo is in 3 3 2 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2. And once we do this, the rest of the piece is all just repeated. There's really only 4 sections, and it's just most everything just repeats. It's just a matter of knowing when to switch, and the music will make that about 17 times easier. So let's try the drum solo once. All right. And if you do think we could take a little break, we've been playing for 75 minutes, but we could take a break, and I could redo those sections and rename them if you feel like you need that, and I could do that in the break and upload them. It wouldn't take me long, it just take me a couple minutes. Or I could just do it at the very end of the class, and I'm happy. Either way, I'll do that. So by midnight tonight, you will have the fresh upload, or probably by 10 p.m. All right. So let's just try this drum solo a little bit. We'll just break down each line. The first line is fairly, actually, it's not a full repeat. The first one has a tech and the second one has a pa. Let's do the first line, okay? Doom kaka, teka, teka, doom kaka, paka, paka, doom kaka, teka, doom kaka, pa. Again, doom kaka, teka. One more time for posterity. Doom kaka, teka, doom kaka, paka, paka. Good. The next one's exactly the same thing, except you add a 16th note at the first beat, right? Doom katika, teka, teka, doom katika, paka, paka. So a little slower. Dun 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 da 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 dun 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 da da. Doom katika, teka, teka, doom katika, paka, paka. Doom katika, teka, teka, doom katika, paka, paka. Doom katika, teka, teka, doom katika, paka, paka. Doom katika, teka, teka, doom katika, paka. Or a doom katika, teka, teka, doom katika, paka, paka. Doom katika, teka, teka, doom katika, paka. And stop. I was stepping in duple there for you fanatics, and good fanatics. And the next one, you add one more 16th note. Instead of going doom teka tek, it's doom teka tek, teka teka, doom teka tek, paka paka. So if you're just playing with your hands, Da 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 da. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 1 and 3. 1 2 3. Right? Da 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 da. 1 2 3. 1 2 3. 1 2 1 2. Doom. So if you're just playing without the dooms, it goes teka teka tek teka teka tek teka 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 tek teka teka tek paka paka. With the tones, it might make it easier. Dunka teka tek, dunka teka tek, teka teka, dunka teka tek, dunka teka tek, paka paka, dunka teka tek, dunka teka tek, teka teka, dunka teka tek, dunka teka tek, dunka teka tek, dunka teka tek, teka teka, dunka teka tek, dunka teka tek, paka paka, dunka teka tek, dunka teka tek, teka teka, dunka teka tek, dunka teka tek, paka paka. Okay, all right, and the last one is just all 16th notes. So it's pretty easy, and it's still 3 3 2 2. So it's gonna go deka 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 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1. Does that make sense? Everything is from this one. Okay, something's rattling. I think it's my bosom. All right, so let's try the whole drum solo. Well, at that tempo. All right. Yeah. All right. All right. Brandy wants it slower. Here we go. We're going to count to 4. We're going to do it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and doom ga ga tek tek doom ga ga pa. And the next line doom ga tek ga tek ga doom ga ga. Next line doom ga tek 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 ga doom ga tek pa. And then doom ga tek doom. So that again. We'll do that a few times. All right, it'll make sense. But that pocket is always there. 3 3 2 2. It's always there. It just slowly builds on itself. Do that again. Drum solo. 1 2 3 4. Doom ga ga teka teka doom ga pa. Next line. Doom ga teka teka doom ga pa. Next line. Doom ga teka teka doom ga teka teka doom ga teka teka pa pa. Doom ga teka teka doom ga teka teka doom ga teka doom. One more time. 1 2 3 4. Doom ga ga teka doom ga pa pa. Doom ga teka teka doom ga teka pa pa. Doom ga teka teka doom ga teka teka doom ga teka pa pa. Doom ga teka teka doom ga teka doom. Cool. Let's loop line 2. Let's loop it. Well, 1 2 3 4. Doom ga teka teka doom ga teka pa. Again. Doom ga teka teka doom ga teka again. Doom ga teka teka. Let's loop line 3. Doom ga teka teka doom ga teka teka doom ga teka teka paka paka. Doom ga teka teka doom ga teka teka doom ga teka teka. Loop it. Doom ga teka teka doom ga teka teka doom ga teka teka paka paka. Doom ga teka teka doom ga teka teka. Then go on. Just loop that. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 and stop. And then you just stop on that transition. You have 4 bars. Then it goes back to 3 2 2 and it goes back to the top. 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 rest. And then you rest again. And then you come back in to the end of the transition, which is just like the intro, and it's exactly the same except for that first ka on the first beat, you change it to a doom. So instead of going doom ka teka ka, because of the swing of the song, you go doom teka ka doom ka teka teka pa, ka doom doom teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa. So this section is called B2 because it's just a very minor variation of that. Let's try that 4 times. This will be the top of the third page. Let's just do that 4 times and let's go on because the rest of the piece is pretty much all the same except for a little something different at the end. And then we'll do with the music. All right? Feeling okay? It's a lot of tens, I know. A lot of twos and threes and threes and twos. 3 2 2 3 3 3 2 2. Cool. B2 section. Oh, 1, 2, ready, and doom doom teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom doom teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom doom teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom doom teka doom ka teka ka doom. Let's move on to doom roll tech 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 ka 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 doom roll tech tech tech. And then we move on B to it. Doom doom teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom doom teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom doom teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom doom teka doom ka teka ka doom ta teka. Then we go to D. Tek 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 ka doom roll tek tek tek. Right? Good. Let's go on to the F section because we've already done that a bunch of times. The F section is like the previous, what I had called the C section, but really wasn't the C section. The F section is doom ka tek tek doom ka doom ka pa pa. This is 3 3 2 2. Right? So doom. So 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. So doom ka tek tek doom ka doom ka pa pa doom ka tek tek doom ka doom ka pa pa doom ka tek tek doom ka doom ka pa pa doom ka tek tek doom ka pa pa. And then it's the end. And the end is also 3 3 2 2. The first line of the outro was like the first line of the drum solo. Doom ka doom ka teka teka doom ka doom ka paka paka. Doom ka doom ka teka teka doom ka doom ka paka paka. You just that one time, and then you do basically like this. It starts off like the second line of the drum solo, and then it ends like the very last bit of the drum solo. So it's a combination. So it go like this. The very last line of the piece before the pa, of course. It goes dun da da dun dun da da dun da 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 da. Dun da da dun dun da da dun da 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 da. Doom katika doom katika teka 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 pa da 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 doom doom pa. Let's try the whole outro, okay? 1 2 ready and doom ka teka teka doom ka paka paka doom katika teka 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 pa. 1 2 1 2 pa. Do that again. 1 2 outro. Doom ka teka teka doom ka paka paka doom katika teka 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 pa. Doom pa. All right. Now we're going to try the whole piece with that's why I only want to do this one piece on this one, even though we did a few others. So you would take a second, and I think it's good. And we can really digest this. And we'll do it now a few times with the music, and I'll conduct you through it. So this one, and like I said, if you want to practice tomorrow, we're going to practice along with Ecstatic Verses 3, practice no percussion with cajon. This is the 75% one. Okay? So just give yourselves a break. I think I'll play it lap style just so we could all be in it. But I'm going to play, this piece is in D, so I'm going to play my drum that's in the right tuning. I know we didn't really do a break. I was going to take just a jamming break. Maybe I'll do a jam break, but I also feel like your head's so into it. Maybe we should just jump into it. What are you feeling, Brandy?
We should go for it.
Brandy wants to go for it. I know most of you also do. You're all hardcore. All right.
We're so close.
We're so close. Each week's going to be a little different, and that's part of the beauty of it. Right? And actually, this rhythm is almost easier for other because you could. There's a dance to it. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3. And we. Aw, thank you. Brandy's going to dance for us. But she loves dancing to it. So I'm going to, you might, on the last bar of a few of these, like on the bottom page, I'm going to have to scroll up. Okay. So you might not, I might just have, you might not hear me, but I'll try to sing along. Okay. Just making this smaller so we can see each other so good. Okay. Is everybody feeling good? Make it one more time small. Get the whole page on here. Ooh. All right. And I could fit 2 pages. Thank you. I'm going to do it. And if there, and I think it sounded okay. If you, hopefully you all heard the piece. You could all hear the piece along while I'll play. So you're going to hear my voice, the drum, and the music to play along with it. If something's really off, we'll probably try to do this like maybe 3 times or so. So grab a sip of beverage, whatever you're feeling. Excuse my gulp. My daughters always make fun of my gulps. There's only so much I can control in my body. All right. It's hard to hear that first click, so I'll try to count you in, okay? Don't forget that first one. Doom ka teka doom ka teka ka doom ka teka teka pa ka doom ka teka 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 ka doom ka teka doom ka duka pa. Then B section. All right. Here we go. Ready? And rolling. Repeat that. C section. D section. C section. D section. Here we go. It's going to go 3 3 2. D section. Good. C section. E section. Ready and do. transition. Here we go. And doom da 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 doom da da doom da da doom da again doom da 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 doom space and doom the drum solo. Rest. Here comes in one transition. B2. D section. B2. D. F section. Outro. Woo! There's a lot more fun with the music. I like that. So before we do it one more time, how was that, by the way? Before we do it one more time, I'm going to wait 30 seconds. If anybody was like, that was so effed up, like you got to, well, what happened at F or what happened there? Or if the music was too loud or the drum was too loud, let me know. I'm going to wait. We're just going to do the same exact thing. We just got to get this in our system.
Can we turn the accompaniment music up a little bit?
Sure. Well, you're not hearing it because you don't have headphones.
Oh.
Brandy, hold on. I'm going to hook Brandy up. I'm going to hook my sister up. No wonder you can't hear nothing over there. You can adjust the volume from here. This. And you can adjust the volume from this. Use this knob to turn it up. Okay.
And that only affects these?
Yeah, this will affect everything, but that will affect the silver one. All right, that's right. I didn't realize you can't hear. You're not going to hear anything. All right. So no response is good.
Well, we gotta come over to the
Yeah. What?
Barbara says it was fun. Barry says that was awesome. Great to hear the drum vocalizations. And Marina says fun.
Good.
All right.
As long as FUN, not FU something else. That's good. I'm glad it's fun. I was hoping this would be fun. It's an experiment. And because it is a flux moon. I was having fun with my mom trying to explain to her what flux was. They have no idea in Southern California about like being in touch with nature as much because there's so much concrete. There's 20 million people in the lower 1/5 of the state where she lives, and there's just a lot of people over there. So they don't really see the moon because there's so much light pollution. So they had no idea it was a super moon and a pink moon and a flux moon. It was like, flux you back. You're fluxum welcome. We had a good debate back and forth. My mom was pretty funny. Okay, we're going to do one more time. The beginning is hard. Sorry that click. I asked Chris to do a different click, but it was nice of him to do this. Next time you see Chris, give him a big hug and kiss. Okay, we're going to do it. And I guess the volume was okay, I think, of the music, right? Okay. Here we go. All right. Ready, set, and go. Taka ta taka taka ta and doom ka taka doom ka taka ka doom ka taka taka pa ka doom ka taka 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 ka doom ka ya doom ka pa doom ka C-section. D-section. C-section. C-section. Next section, 3-3-2. Transition. Dun, 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 dun. Space, space, space. Again. Space, space, space. Drum solo. Ready and play. Next section. B2. D section. F. Here we go. Here we go. Outro. Ready and. I say takara just for the space. Good job, everybody. Good job. When we were playing that, I was wondering if we do it one more time, should we do it that or should we do it once at the 90%? Should we do it once?
Might as well try it.
Might as well try. At least you'll have it. And like I said, you could always go back and listen to the archive version and do it slow or whatever. So that's the 75%. And plus, you could just do this on your own too. That's part of the idea of this. You don't have to watch me on some archive thing. So let me find it. Give me 1 minute. We're going to do and it's going to be faster, the 90% version. Okay. I'm not kidding you. It's going to be fast. So this one's called Ecstatic Verses 3 Practice No percussion with cajon. All right. And then we'll say sayonara, like the Osmonds. All right, let me get this back. All right. You ready? Any questions, or people just burning? You're all so right on it today. Thank you so much. Appreciate all that. All right. It's gonna go fast. I know you can do it. All right. Here we go. I might make the volume one tiny bit. All right. And 1, 2, 3, rolling. section. Good. C section. D section. C section. Drum solo and here we go. Good. Next section. Good. Outro. Good job, everybody, for staying the extra few minutes. I was fast, and the original is even faster than that 10%. So, on that note, we're going to call it an evening. Maybe I'll just play for 90 seconds as you're closing out. Then Brandy can have the chat room happening, and she could answer questions if there's any questions.
And also let people know that you're gonna do a thing with Rocky. We don't know yet the time.
Oh yeah,
Friday.
you want to decide right? We're doing Rocky has a Darabuka lovers page, and she's been doing this thing practice with me meaning her, every day. She's been doing it for like a month, or she's in the middle of a month thing every day at 10:30, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time because she's in Istanbul. But I'm gonna do one either at 12 o'clock. I think we might just do it at 12 o'clock, or the other option was 2 or 4. 4 it was either 12 or 4, but 4 is like right in the middle of the afternoon. So I think we're gonna stick to 12. But actually, if you want to join in, you can. I'm mostly just going to work on Kashnimar variations because most of those people I don't know. So instead of working on technique, I know she does that a lot. We're going to work on it we only have an hour. So we'll do one big musical composition just like we did this, but we'll do with Kashnimar variations. So just so you know, if there's one time that he thinks better, text us in the next 5 minutes and we'll know. And you want to just leave this open? You could, if you want to chat with Brandy, you can. I'm just going to play out for a second. I'm not sure what I'm going to play, but after all that 10, I probably won't play a 10.
Also, it sounds like I know that you did do one, but I don't know which date it was, where we did a lot of snap rolls.
Snap rolls?
Where we did like the 5 strokes.
Did somebody ask about that?
Somebody did, and then a bunch of people said they would love it too. So maybe
next week we'll do more snap rolls as opposed to the 5-finger rolls. Maybe I'll do a bit of both because we've done the 3-finger rolls using ring, middle, index. But next week we'll try to do I'll try to make a sheet that also includes the pinky on there because in the previous sheet there was. But if specifically snaps, and if you have any specific questions or requests, just add them in the chat now or just email us at ashevillepercussion@gmail.com. A lot of letters in that one. Asheville Percussion. Friends who write percussion with the IN at the end as if percussion came from Russian. And it's always interesting to see percussion. Percussion. Okay, thanks everybody again for tuning in. We'll see you next week. soon. Bye. Good night.